There's an island in Europe, often called the Isle of Beauty, and it's easy to see why. Blessed with a hot Mediterranean climate, Corsica boasts golden sand beaches and crystal clear waters that rival the Seychelles. Lush forests and serene lakes similar to Canada, rugged mountains as dramatic as the Dolomites, waterfalls that could be straight out of South America, and picturesque rustic towns to match any in Europe. And the best part? It's roughly a 2-hour flight from the UK. But if you're on the other side of the world, then I would imagine it's a bit of a hassle, soz. We spent 7 days exploring this incredible island by scooter, following its breathtaking coastline, and honestly, it was the perfect way to see it. With winding roads and jaw-dropping views around almost every bend, Corsica is nothing short of a motorcyclist paradise. Corsica is a French island and is located southeast of France and to the west of Italy. We landed in Bastia and rode clockwise around the island, staying in 6 different locations.
Welcome to Corsica!
And from the airport, it was only a short walk to the scooter hire. How are you feeling about your first motorbike ride? I'm a little bit nervous too, actually. So here goes. It's a little while since I've ridden a bike, so I'm just going to take it for a little spin now to make sure I don't crash it and get used to it. Wish me luck.
Good luck.
See you later.
Don't die.
A few moments later.
How was it? Yeah?
Come on, baby. Extremely tired from our 3 AM alarm wake-up call in our Gatwick hotel stroke prison stroke sauna, and we set off heading south to our first destination, which was a woodland campsite in Porto-Vecchio, which we had booked for 2 days. 2.5 hours or so, we've made it. We're alive. How did you find that?
It was fine once the terror subsided. It was fun, but at first I thought I was going to die.
Yeah, the bike is super heavy, 2 of us and our luggage, so it's a bit wobbly. But we're alive, so that's all good. We're going to check in now. I think this is it. Number 48, nice little cabin. Cool. It's nice. Here we are. Welcome to our first accommodation in Corsica. Oh, yeah, I was trying to get rid of the bike keys.
Oh.
You got the actual keys?
No.
Are you sure? Because I don't have them. So this is a good start. We've literally lost the keys already for our cabin. No idea where they are, so I'm just going back to the place where I parked to see if they're there, or the reception. Just had a phone call from Emma. She's found them. I knew she had them. They were in her pocket. Who's a silly plonker? Yes. Where were they?
In my pocket.
Ah, I thought I gave them to you.
Really?
Right, let's try this again. Right, oh, you've got in already. Here we are. Very cosy. 2 beds, don't think I'll be needing the heater. It's absolutely boiling.
You get your own bed, you love that.
Hey! Thankfully, it was actually an air conditioning unit, much to Emma's delight. Okay, boy do we need this. I'm so hungry. I've had about 3 or 4 hours sleep because the flight was so early. I'm just going to chill by the pool, nice pool here. And then later on today, I think we're going to take a walk to the marina. And then tomorrow, we're going to check out some waterfalls and some nice beaches. But, finish. This is the life. That evening, we found a food truck with a great view over the sea and the mountains. Nice burger, disgusting chips. Bon appetit. And then we checked out the fancy boats at the marina. We woke up to a beautiful morning had some brekkie, and then set off to see some lakes and some Cascade. That's waterfalls in English. Making sure to hold in our poos and wees because them's the rules, the first stop was this amazing lake, although it was actually a reservoir. It was beautiful. With our bladders full, we continued to the Cascada de Piscia de Ghjaddu. It's the highest waterfall in Corsica at 60 metres, and it has a special nickname. Not entirely sure if Google is having me on or not, but they call it the Cock's Piss due to the way the water flows out of the steep rock wall and how the name in Corsican literally translates to Cock's Piss. If my bladder wasn't already struggling from the no wee rule, the sight of seeing the Cock's Piss certainly wouldn't help my cause.
Yeah, got that.
From the car park, it's about a 4.8 kilometre round trip, and it takes about 1 to 2 hours depending how long you faff about taking drone shots or annoying the frogs. But these little froggies didn't seem to care. We witnessed some pretty raunchy frog porn. But hey, no frog porn, no frog spawn. It's frog spawn.
Is there?
Yeah.
Cool.
There's the frog spawn, look, just there. Looks very different to English frog spawn. And I saw the frogs got spooked by me coming in, and they burrowed themselves into all this algae here. It was a very hot and sweaty walk, but we finally made it. Behold the Cock's Piss. To get down to the bottom of the waterfall, you've got to go down a pretty steep stair set of rocks. It's a little bit sketchy. It's going to be a hell of a climb back up. So it says here, hiking beyond this point is undertaken at your own risk. But we're risk takers, so let's go. It sure was risky. In fact, I almost fell off this rock in pure desperation to relieve myself.
Phil's making his own waterfall.
I'm sorry to disobey the sign, but I was seriously desperate.
It's a bit better though.
Ah. So the walk down to this waterfall, pretty sketchy, very steep rocks, and there's a guy with a baby on his back, this whole family. Crazy. After the hike, we stopped for some well-deserved delicious food, and I'm happy to inform you that they had a toilet. Okay, so we're on our way to our second waterfall. It's called Belle Cascade, and it's not easy to find, if I'm honest. I don't think there's going to be anybody else here, and it looks like a really nice waterfall. It's really hard to find because Google Maps doesn't actually take you there. There's just a tiny little lay-by and a small little track on the side of the road. This is what we've got to contend with. Look. Can't wait to be the only people there though, that'd be nice. And even if the waterfall turned out to be a letdown, this view was certainly worth it. So I think we've found it. Not that impressive just yet, but I reckon if we climb over these rocks, it's going to lead to a nice pool which we can swim in. And there's literally nobody else here, which is really nice. It's 16 minutes walk from where we parked the bike. Bit of a scramble over these rocks, but I think it's going to be worth it. Feel like a real explorer. Okay, come in. And it's there. Okay. Well done. Yeah, we're almost there. Not the giant swimming pool I was hoping for, but I reckon we'll be able to bathe in there. Be quite refreshing. Skinny dipping, baby. Whoa. We continued further around the island, and today was all about the beaches. The great thing about Corsica is that you can park your bike for free pretty much anywhere. Although don't park in the blue sections, as we later found out that that's reserved for the disabled. I guess on this occasion, our disability is that we are terrible at reading French signs. This place is called Plage de Palombaggia. Short ride from here and we made it to our second beach, Plage de Santa Giulia, which turned out to be our favourite, and you'll see why soon. When you first enter the beach, it's pretty busy, but the more you walk around the bay to the right, the quieter and more beautiful it becomes. Slightly different vibe to Brighton Beach, eh?
Yeah, Brighton doesn't have golden sand, crystal blue waters, mountains.
It's literally like 50 shades of blue here. The water is crystal clear. And now we're walking along with a sandbank that takes you all the way to those rocks over there, which we're about to go and check out now. The sea's so shallow here, you can walk from the beach all the way to the rocks. Graceful. How cool is this?
Feel me at my most elegant.
It's when you're at your best. Oh, this is pretty paradyllic. It's a word I've invented. I've been to a lot of beaches and places like this around the world, and I'd say this ranks up here as pretty high. 100 metres or so past the poser on the jetty and you'll find the most amazing boulders, and it honestly felt like I was in the Seychelles. Not that I've ever been, but I would imagine it feels pretty similar. Are we in Mauritius or the Seychelles?
We're in paradise.
How nice is this? Definitely walk around the bay to this point of the beach. It's a lot quieter and it literally feels like you're in Mauritius or Seychelles. I mean, look at this. It's alright?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Bloody amazing. Huge granite rocks. I think there's like a cave over there. Very narrow, just about squeeze through it. We're out in a little sort of cave. Time for some more posing. Our second accommodation was a slight upgrade to a chalet in a holiday park. This time we got our own kitchen, toilet and shower. It's hungry work adventurising all day, but the evening had one more adventure in store, a walk to the most relaxing beach to watch the sunset. The following morning we rode to the southern point of Corsica, a pretty fancy place called Bonifacio. We parked at the marina, and yeah, your boat has a helicopter on the back, but do you have a Yamaha TMAX 560cc of heated grips? I think not. A quick bite for brekkie, and then it was the hike up to the viewpoint to see the town sitting on the cliff's edge. Famous for its medieval citadel, narrow streets and the King of Aragon staircase, which are carved into the limestone cliff, believed to be built in one night. Although we didn't bother with that, as paying to walk up and down the 187 steps in blistering heat, wearing a hard hat, didn't really appeal. Plus, after all, how good is a staircase really going to be, especially if it's only built in one night? Crazy hot outside. Emma's just taking a breather, and these doors, look how you open them. There's a big cog there which rolls down here, which I guess pulls these doors open somehow. Pretty amazing. Such beautiful little narrow streets, beautiful architecture, and you go in these little corridors and the stairs are so steep right to the top. It's almost like a ladder.
Ah mon pauvre Youssef, je suis désolé.
10 Hail Marys. Okay. You're a nice dog. That's it. After we had explored the town, we went to Plage de Saint-Antoine, which was a short ride away. From the parking, it was about a 20-minute scramble down a limestone track to get there, so bear that in mind if you're a bit wobbly on your feet or prone to heat stroke like Emma. It's well worth it though when you get there, as the beach is really nice and you can swim around the rocks, which leads to a cave that goes straight through the cliff. Ready to get sunburned? We were so close to Sardinia at this point that our network provider even sent us a text welcoming us to Italy. Another day and another accommodation, although this one was a bit more swanky. Bit of an upgrade from our campsite accommodation from the past 2 days. Look at this. Amazing view, beautiful pool. Look inside here. Nice aircon. Full beds of sheets that we don't have to rent. And a nice big bathroom. This was our favourite evening so far. We relaxed, looking out onto the amazing views across the valley, whilst the locals set fire to their gardens, before heading out for one of the nicest pizzas I've ever had. Bon appetit! Look at that for a view. Isn't that amazing?
Excited for this.
But yeah.
Oh, rude.
After dinner, we spent the evening exploring the town, saying hello to the cats and stroking the dogs. What a great evening. Cat just pegged it behind you. See the spot? Well, this is a pretty special place to wake up to. The view for breakfast was amazing, but shortly we'll be heading to the capital of Corsica, which is called Ajaccio or Ajaccio. And when I asked Google how to pronounce it, it thought I said Happy Hole. So we'll soon be entering Happy Hole. It's the birthplace of Napoleon Bonaparte. It's about an hour and 20-minute ride from here. So looking forward to seeing it soon. See you shortly. Are you part of this motorcycle gang?
Yeah.
The Happy Hole was a nice place to break up the 3-hour ride to our next accommodation. We explored the city for an hour or two. It's what is known as a brocante in French. A brocante. Basically like a car boot set. We were now well and truly on the west coast of Corsica, which was our favourite side, as the scenery got more spectacular the further around you got. I rest my case. This is Palombaggia, a UNESCO World Heritage Site with epic, jagged red granite rocks that rise 400 metres above sea level, and riding through them on a bike was just as epic. So we're in the town of Marine de Porto. Emma's already claimed her bed. Here's mine. And we've got a cracking view from the balcony. Check that out. That's where we just rode down from. It's the UNESCO World Heritage Site. A 10-minute walk from the hotel and you can find a selection of restaurants and shops. Another pretty amazing spot for dinner. Look at that for a view. Got the mountains. I've got carbonara. Emma's got seafood pasta. Let's see the size of that prawn.
It's a beast.
And as you cross the estuary, you are greeted with a really nice stony beach that is overlooked by a watchtower. It's a really amazing spot to watch the sunset, and there seems to be plenty of options for boat excursions too. morning, after a cappuccino and a croissant, we were back on the road heading further north. So we've ridden about an hour and a half from my last destination in a place called La Valle de Vongo, and it's kind of like a canyon. Nice place to swim, nice place to chill and rest for about another hour or so to our next destination. Little scramble through the hedges, nice little bridge there. Just going to try and find a nice spot to chill out for the next half hour or so. So we found a nice little spot. Might also double as a toilet. Not sure what those wet patches are, but at least in the shade. Woo! How is it? It's not actually too cold, it's quite a nice temperature. Water's super clear, really refreshing. What a nice place to stop after a long ride on the bike. Just arrived at our penultimate hotel. Really kind of sort of in the middle of nowhere, very rural. Has a Michelin star restaurant, but on a Sunday it's not open, so we can't eat there. But looks pretty nice, isn't it? And this is our room for tonight. Got a nice little courtyard outside. Nice quirky room. First place we've had tea and coffee, no milk though. What's in there? Toilet and nice big bathroom.
Doing a donkey massage. Okay, we're done.
Who needs a Michelin star restaurant when you got this setting? We do only have one spoon between us though. Excuse me, cows. We're off to breakfast. Does this mean we're having a Michelin star breakfast if we're in a Michelin star restaurant? Wow. After our Michelin star breakfast, we went on our own mini safari to see the wildlife in the grounds. Who is this crazy Englishman trying to take a bath with a drink out of? Just taking my morning bath. What did you just say to me?
I'm welling up because it's so nice here. I'm actually crying.
It's pretty beautiful. See you later. Amazing little B&B. Thoroughly enjoyed you. Now we're off to a place called Lil Rouge, which has a little lighthouse, and then we're going to go to a beach. But our scooter had a little home last night, all tucked up. Lil Rouge is a very nice little town with plenty of bars and tourist shops. It's also a port with ferries that go to mainland France and Italy, and behind the port you can find a short trail that takes you to the lighthouse. It's a little bit windy up here. Good too windy for the drone. Woo-hoo-hoo! So over in that direction, you got the border of France and Italy. Got Monaco just over there, and there's the very top, the northern point of Corsica. And back behind the lighthouse, you've got the rest of Corsica. Go on, you silly Englishman. Okay, so this is our last beach of the holiday. Bit of a scramble through the bushes to get to it. There it is, look. A bit of a surfy one, a bit more windy. There's not a lot of shade on this beach. That shack's pretty cool though. An hour or two later, we headed off to our final accommodation in a little place called Vaet, which was only a 20-minute ride to the airport. There's Emma. Oh, relax. So sadly, this is our last night's accommodation, but what an amazing place we've got. It's an old farmhouse which is 5 centuries old. And look at this view, incredible. And if you look just there, there's 4 falcons. I think they're peregrine falcons. They've got their little eyes on the swallows that are flying around. Our last night's meal. Have you got a big enough menu there? This is the view. First time we've been cold.
Yeah, it's nice.
I've got the lasagna with a side dish of meat, and Emma's got this fruit de la mer, linguine. So we're in the village where we've just had our final meal. Thought it'd be a good place to sign off. Hope you've enjoyed this video. I think we've thoroughly enjoyed Corsica. It's actually been phenomenal. It's got so much to offer. I'm not sure why more Brits don't come here. It's got waterfalls, forests, lakes, beautiful villages like this one. Mountains. The scenery is incredible, and doing it on a moped, scooter or motorbike is definitely a pretty great way to do it. So come to Corsica, I recommend it.
It's the first place that brought me to tears because it's so beautiful.
There you go, you've heard it here first. Thanks for watching, we'll see you on the next one. Cheers. It is about time.